Hello everyone, it's me, Linette with the Laurel County Public Library, and I'm keeping with the weekend's theme tonight and what I'm going to show you all. So I have to tell you, we kept the grandson this weekend, and you know, he's 2, and getting a 2-year-old to eat is often a challenge, but he likes tacos. So last night I made tacos. I had turkey meat, and to that turkey meat I added a chopped up zucchini, broccoli, a yellow pepper, an onion, some garlic, cooked it up, chopped them really fine and put it in the meat, and then seasoned it with taco seasoning and stuff. So the child ate it. Had no clue that he was eating vegetables. I'm pretty sure that if I had placed broccoli and zucchini in front of him, he probably wouldn't have touched it. But this way he ate it. So I considered that a win. Tonight we are making one of the Pioneer Woman's recipes. It's from this cookbook, The New Frontier. The library has all of Ree's collection. But this is called Mean Green Mac and Cheese. So I thought, what better way to get my husband, who does not like spinach or arugula, to get those things than to put them in mac and cheese. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to start with making, it's almost like a pesto that we're going to put together here. I've got 3 cups of spinach, 3 cups of arugula. I've got 2 garlic cloves in here, and I'm trying to follow the recipe, but I did not have fresh mint, and I really wasn't crazy about the idea of putting mint in there, so I'm leaving that out. 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. I had dried parsley, so I'm actually putting 1/8 cup. I'm just hoping that'll be okay. And then 1/2 cup of basil. Can't go wrong with basil. That's one of Elena's favorites. I think she'll be happy with that. And then we have a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. So that's going to add a little heat to it. Okay, and then I have 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and that's kosher salt. So I'm gonna put these in, and as they start to mix up, I'm gonna drizzle in 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm just gonna start on low and see how it goes. Smells good. Almost there. Okay, let me just turn it back on. All right, Elena, get a good close-up of that. Looks like we chopped up some grass, don't it? Good looking stuff. Now, again, Kevin's not a big fan of spinach. He's not a big fan of arugula. But the flavor that these are going to get off, I don't think he's going to be able to argue that it's going to be good. So I guess Brody gets it from his papa that he don't want to eat vegetables like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is the cheese sauce. So walk this way to the stove with me, Elena. And I'm cheating, I'm holding my recipe here so that I make sure that I get all the ingredients right for you. So we start with 1/2 stick of salted butter, and I'm going to melt that down real quick. Let me talk to you about some substitutions that I did. So it called for white cheddar cheese, which I have. It called for Fontina cheese, which I could not find at the grocery store. So I'm substituting mozzarella, which is probably not the best substitution for that, but it is in the list of ones that you can substitute for it, so we're gonna try it. I figure mozzarella, I can't go wrong with it because mozzarella is a good cheese that'll melt quickly and all that kind of thing. Keeping in the white cheese family, so I figure that'll be okay. So this sauce has a half a stick of butter, which I've already told you that. And once it gets melted, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, okay? And a teaspoon of dry mustard. And that's really going to bring in some good flavor from that dry mustard. If you've never used dry mustard much, give it a try. It really does add good flavor. Okay, so that butter's melted. I'm going to add in the flour and give it a spin or two. And I've got this on kind of a medium-high heat. I want this to turn start to get golden color. Okay. And then when it does, I'm going to add in some whole milk and some half and half. We got the healthy from the green, we got the fat from the milk and the cream there. So I'm add in that teaspoon of mustard. That mustard it gives off a good scent too when it's cooking. That's starting to do really well. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to add 2 cups of whole milk. Nothing like it. Whoops, spilling my half and half over here. And 1/4 cup of half and half. Let me move my cookbook. I'm also being sneaky this weekend because I didn't tell Elena that we were filming until like 5 minutes before we started to film. So just being sneaky all the way around. Okay. And once this milk gets a little bit warm, I'm going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt. And that's just regular salt. I used the kosher salt in the pesto mix, but this is just regular salt. Starting to warm up. Teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Do you ever look around and all of your measuring devices are gone? For some reason, my teaspoons are missing. I can't find them. I don't know what I've done. I can smell that dry mustard in there. It's starting to smell really good. Okay, I'm going to add the cheese, maybe a little bit early, but I'm going to add it and let it start to melt. I love this white cheese. And I think that's really going to make that green pop. I've never made this dish before, by the way. Elena said, "Mom, why are you doing that? Why are you taping something that you've never made?" And I said, well, it's kind of like this. Every dish that I've tried of the Pioneer Woman, I've always liked. It's kind of like the Taste of Home recipes. I've never had a Taste of Home recipe that I've not been happy with. I've never had a Pioneer Woman recipe that I've not been happy with. So I figure it's going to be good. So there you go. Now this is going to take several minutes for this cheese to melt down. So we'll stop filming and we'll come back when it's close to being melty, because you all don't want to sit and watch cheese melt. So we'll check back with you in just a minute. Okay guys, we've got that cheese melted down. We have a beautiful white cheese sauce. I think it's going to be delicious. It smells really, really good. So I'm excited about that. Now let me tell you my other sneaky trick of the weekend. This is not normal pasta. I'm using the chickpea pasta. If you have not tried it, give it a try. Less carbs, more fiber, it's gluten-free. We used it the other night in a casserole that I made. Kevin and Elena didn't know the difference until after the meal, and I was like, "Hey, what y'all think about that pasta?" And they liked it, so I said, "Good deal." So anyway, we're going to pour this over the pasta. Now I had rotini instead of the elbow, but it's going to be fine. I actually love to use rotini for macaroni and cheese because the cheese gets in all those little curls and it's extra good. So I'm gonna mix this up. Now it says to put this in the oven at 350 in a 9 by 13 dish. So I've got my oven heating up. I'm going to try using my rock crock. I'm hoping it'll all fit in there. We'll see. Oh Lord, if Kevin saw this, I swear he wouldn't touch it. So we just won't tell. I'm just going to mix this up real good. I want to spread that green out as much as possible. You know, I was thinking that had I done this video earlier, this would have been a really good dish for you guys to make for St. Patty's Day. But I didn't think about that. So maybe you can use it for Easter, you know, spring, green. Maybe you can make that work for you somehow. People, this is going to be green. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how green this is. I'm trying to make sure all the pasta on the bottom is mixed really good. There's still a few. Look at that. I mean, this is what you have to do when you have people in your family that really don't like to eat vegetables. You have to learn to be sneaky about it. Especially when, you know, your health depends on you eating vegetables. Okay, so I'm hoping this will fit. I think it'll be okay. It's going to be full, but it'll be all right. I want all that saucy goodness out of there. Now it says to bake it for 22 to 25 minutes. I'm probably going to go the whole 25 just because it is a little bit smaller container. So then we have to have a crunchy topping. So I have a half a cup of panko, and I've got a tablespoon of dried parsley. If you had fresh parsley, use about 2 tablespoons, and then a half a stick of melted butter. And I'm just going to mix that real good, and we're going to spread it on top. And this parsley is just going to drive home the mean greenness of this. So we've taken Ree's recipe, and for the most part followed it. There's been a few variations, and that's okay. You know, sometimes you just have to do that. Make recipes work for you. You go with the idea, and then, you know, just make it work for what you have or what your family will eat and won't eat. So, okay, so let me sprinkle this on there. I think it'll be good. Now, I don't know what you could tell little kids this green was to get them, you know, if you've got a kid that knows it's vegetables and won't touch it, I don't know. Maybe tell them it's slime. I've seen kids that would rather eat slime as to eat a vegetable. But, okay. All right, so we're going to put that in the oven. And we'll see you all back in about 25, 30 minutes. And we'll see what this looks like. Guys. This macaroni and cheese is as green as spring grass, but I'm telling you what, it's good. It is really, really good. It's creamy. Look at that. I guess that mozzarella, it is creamy, creamy good. And the panko on top, it's crunchy, it's delicious. I'm anxious to see what Kevin will say about it, but I really don't care because me and Elena are going to eat it and we're going to like it. So, again, Pioneer Woman, the new Frontier Cookbook. Get out to the library and get it. If you don't have it, get online somewhere and find it. Try this. I think you'll like it. All right, we'll see you next time.